We call upon the Ministry of Education not to be hasty in scrapping the examinations for UPSR and PMR exams. This proposal to scrap examinations is not new. It didn't come from Muhyiddin. It has been mentioned since Hishamuddin days, as far as I'm concerned, all the way back to 2006, 2007. It has not been implemented. I don't know what type of studies has been carried out by the Ministry of Education. We would actually like to have the Ministry of Education lay out all the studies that they have done and all their rationale, pros and cons for scrapping examinations. But first of all, I would like to emphasize the fact that scrapping examinations will not, automatically create thinking students. There's this fallacy that it is because of examinations, therefore all our students become like machines, regurgitating machines. That's actually not true. Two reasons I've listed in the statement. First reason, whether or not you have exams, if your teachers and your teaching system do not change, you will still create machines. You will still create regurgitating students. If your teachers are not teaching using creative fashion, your syllabus is not changed to deal with subjectivity, if your teachers do not have the quality to deal with critical thinking, if your teachers still continue to say, I say, you listen, then whether you have exams or not will not change your students overnight to thinking students. That's number one. Number two, exams is not the reason why people memorize answers. It's the type of exams, how you examine students is that will produce whether you are producing memorizing students or thinking students. I gave some examples here. History. History is a subject that everyone say is a waste of time subject. Why is it a waste of time? Because you just memorize useless facts. That's what students will all tell you. You memorize useless facts. But actually, history is not about memorizing useless facts. If the examination question in SRP, PMR, SRP is my time, PMR, asked, when did Malacca fall to the Portuguese? When did Malacca fall to Portuguese? And it's ABCD answer now. The students have no choice but to memorize 1511. They have to memorize. They have no choice because the questions ask them to memorize the answers. Now, the question can also ask, what are the reasons why Malacca fell to the Portuguese? Now, this is slightly better because you actually have to think what are the reasons. But then again, there's also some degree of memorizing. You can memorize all the reasons. Reason 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 7, dump it into answer. Your answer more or less there. So some thinking, some memorizing. But the best type of question is the fall of Malacca to the Portuguese inevitable? Suddenly the students will have to think. I know the reasons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are they such that the Malacca in Hokkien Pausi sure die one? No choice. No matter what they do, they will have lost. Or had Malacca adopted different strategies based on the facts that they have in hand, they may have warded off the Portuguese maybe for a few years. So these are the type of questions you can have in exam that will produce different types of students. When you have subjective questions that require critical thinking, students will adapt such that they think to provide the answers. When you have questions that require you to produce memorize answers, students will memorize to produce the answers. At the same time, when you have subjective questions, you need to make sure your examiners are good enough in marking these subjective questions. If your examiners are only good enough in marking factual questions without thinking, then you will also have a problem with your examination system. So the emphasis is essentially that we are not talking about exams solving our memorizing problem. It is actually our type of examination, the type of questions you ask, as well as the teaching system and the quality of teachers. Those are the real reasons, whether we can produce quality, critical thinking and analytical students and not scrapping examinations. Singapore, US, UK, all have examinations. Why are they able to produce more critical thinking students than we do? So it's not the examinations, it's the type of education and examinations that we have. Thank you. Last paragraph. DAP and Pakatan Rakyat will be happy to work with the government in a non-political, bipartisan effort to ensure the development of human capital of our children and our future. We call upon the government to create a high-powered committee of members of parliament as well as prominent educationists to debate, review and recommend reforms which will take our education system to greater heights.